The superhero fan world is in a uproar over news breaking last night that this man, let's look at him. Yep, that's Ben Affleck. He is going to play Batman in the upcoming Superman sequel. There it is. Morphed our graphics department. Amazing Adele she is. Right, it's Friday, August 23rd. Welcome to Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. Now, we spoke to a few people on the street this morning just to see how passionately they felt about this very important news topic. Take a listen.
We were asking people how they feel about Ben Affleck being cast as the new Batman.
Totally ridiculous. I heard about it yesterday, and the guy could maybe play Alfred. He's a little bit too old.
I don't mind the guy.
You don't mind Ben Affleck?
I don't mind the guy. I just don't think he'll be able to deliver.
I think it's a fairly decent decision. In his previous films, he's done a decent job, like Argo.
I think Ben.
All right, joining me now are the opposing teams. Michael Calia is a Wall Street Journal Speakeasy reporter who wrote a post titled, "Ben Affleck is perfect for Batman, just deal with it." And he is joined by WSJ Live's Marshall Crook, who is the ultimate nerd culture guy. We're going to get to you in just a moment, Marshall. You're chomping at the bit to disagree with Michael. Michael,
this is my moment.
Set your premise, defend your choice, defend Ben Affleck.
Well, I think the main reason so many people are up in arms about it is because Ben Affleck has this reputation, but that reputation's gone. He's won Oscars since then. He's distinguished himself as a solid leading man in The Town and Argo, and old bad Ben is gone.
Gotcha.
New good Ben is here, and he looks like Batman. He's built like Batman. He could pull off the elite side of Bruce Wayne, and I just think a lot of this is just knee-jerk internet nerd reaction. No offense, I'm one of them too.
And then eventually we're going to like Ben Affleck.
You're going to grow into it.
The
yes.
heat is like emanating off of Marshall now. Go, my friend.
No, I read your piece and I really like it. And I think the point that you made about when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, everybody was like, oh, it's Mr. Mom. That's ridiculous. But I think what made Michael Keaton work and what made Christian Bale work was actually casting against type. They didn't, like, Michael Keaton doesn't look like Batman.
Right.
He actually, I don't think it's the build. I don't think it's the jaw. I think it's in the eyes. I think you have to have a kind of a crazy intensity to make a character that's frankly a dude dressing up as a leather-bound rodent fighting a clown in the street to be somewhat believable. And I just think Ben Affleck, when he's trying to do like, I'm Ben Affleck with my sad beard at the end of The Town, like he doesn't, he does jovial really well. Ben Affleck in Extract is wonderful, but Ben Affleck in Argo I think is lame.
So for you, it's about the eyes. Now see, the eyes on Ben work for me. What doesn't work for me on Ben is his mouth. Like Michael Keaton had that kind of interesting mouth. Ryan Gosling has that mouth that you kind of watch it move like that, because that's what you see on Batman. So for you, is it about the mouth or the eyes?
It's the mouth. I think Ben has a very strong jaw, which is important.
You said that. You said it on air.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry.
There you go.
He probably doesn't have the best jaw for the part. I would say Josh Brolin does, perhaps, but he's got the look. And you mentioned about the eyes. In this version of Batman, it's not so much about the eyes. It's about who do you believe can stand against this titan that is Henry Cavill as Superman? Who could pose? I mean, Batman is obviously no physical match, but he needs to look like he can walk into a room and tell Superman what's what.
Because in this next film, they will go up against each other. It's Marshalls, what's your take on that?
I just don't believe Ben Affleck can tell anybody what's what. I think that's just the thing. I'm still, for me,
what
Ben
about
Affleck.
Jennifer Gardner?
But, yeah, well,
No.
She's
She's
terrifying.
telling him what's up.
She's in charge.
I guess what I mean is that, like, they sold at Comic-Con, they sold this as they used a quote from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, which shows an elderly super Batman kind of finally having the big mano-a-mano with the elderly Superman. And I think that works in that context because at that point Batman has some years under his belt and you can believe that he goes into a room and tells Superman this is what's going on. And I just don't think Ben Affleck can walk into any room, especially against Superman, with the kind of intensity that you need to really sell that this is a psychopath who saw his parents murdered.
Is he being punished unfairly for Daredevil? Was Daredevil Ben Affleck's his fault?
Yes, we're not punishing Chris Evans over Fantastic Four. I mean, we're not. Daredevil was 10 years ago. By the time this movie comes out, it'll be 12 years after the fact.
I saw the movie opening night.
Daredevil, and you know, Daredevil's a cool character. And Frank Miller also wrote Daredevil, did a run on Daredevil. But Daredevil is not Batman. Batman. This is an older. This is an older, more experienced Ben Affleck. He's ready for this.
He's got gravitas.
And he does have gravitas. This is a man who's directed Ed Harris, Morgan Freeman, Jeremy Renner, so many good actors. John Hamm, another guy who was mentioned as a possible
Right.
Batman.
And another guy.
He commands respect. I think he's at the point where he commands respect. Yes.
Another, you guys are going to be able to walk out of here and shake hands because you actually agree on one point, and that is who you each might have picked to play Batman, which is
Josh Brolin,
Josh
I think would have been
Brolin.
awesome.
Yeah, I think Josh
There he is.
Brolin.
And why? Like
yeah.
we're looking at the face there quickly.
See, he can tell Superman what to do.
He's got this
Look at
feral,
that face.
He's got
That
this
face
feral
is
intensity.
terrifying.
And he actually kind of looks like Miller's Batman.
But not,
Yes,
not
exactly
Wonder
so.
Woman. Nobody could tell Wonder
Well,
Woman.
I think we need a Wonder Woman
absolutely.
movie.
All
We
right.
need a Wonder Woman.
You know, we're going to have you guys back to discuss why we don't have. We need Wonder Woman
We do
back.
need a
All
Wonder
right,
Woman, yeah.
next segment with you guys.
Absolutely.
Nerd culture it is. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much to both of you for being
Thank you
with
very
us.
much.